All right, well, let's take 3 on this and see if we can actually get the goddamn phone, the iPad to work for a change. I don't know why it keeps locking up. It can't be because it's hot. It's nice and cool out here. The iPad's not hot. It's just freezing up on me. If it freezes up again, I'm done for the evening. I'm not going to go for take 4. My frustration level's too high. Too many other things to worry about. So, anyhow. Yep, damn technology, that's right. Technology is pissing me off tonight. I was already in a bad mood. I was in a bad mood. Had some idiot, some son of a bee, had a guy call me today and leave a message acting like he was my ex-wife, talking about her recently deceased husband, claiming, oh, we want you back, come back to Ohio, blah, 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 blah. You know, what a low-life scumbag. What kind of a low-life scumbag do you have to be to do that kind of thing? I mean, I know trolls are trolls and... Okay, I don't know if we're working or not. Apparently the iPad came back. Okay. I'm just changing one set of problems for new ones. Yeah. Can you guys see or hear me now? I don't know. I'm just fed up with this crap. Anyhow, there's the sunset. I'll get a little bit in while I can before this stupid thing locks up again. You got me back now. Okay, Andy. Thank you. And how you doing, ma'am? So anyhow, as I was saying, some son of a bitch out there, some really ignorant, stupid, friggin' troll person. I mean, I just can't believe. Okay, I know, you know, whatever. I piss off some people or something, but come on, man. That's inhuman. You know, that's just inhuman. To act like you're my ex-wife and talk badly about her recently departed husband. I mean, that's just, what kind of a sick, twisted mind does that? You know, and all these idiots out there that watch and support all these troll channels, you know, what kind of environment are you guys creating over there? I mean, look at the hatred and what it's developed into. The vitriol, I mean, just how evil and sick do you people need to be? I mean, okay, yeah, I'm an e-bagger, big deal. I get up here and I do my channel. I ask people to help out financially to what I'm doing that. There's good people out there that are helping me out. Not for much longer, but I'm, you know, so I do that. Oh, big deal. I'm such a bad person for that. Man, I would never call up somebody and try to act like I'm their wife and then talk bad about their recently departed ex-husband. I mean, what kind of a sick, twisted son of a bitch does that? God, you guys are sick. You really are a bunch of sick sons of bitches, man. What a bunch of losers. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Unconscionable is the word for it. Well, I guess if that's how far you have to go to get a rise out of me, we'll find you. Karma. Actually, it doesn't even have to be me. I know it doesn't have to be me. Karma will find you. Karma will find you, and you will have a shitty little life because that's just what you deserve. Karma will come back and bite you in the ass for your behavior. And I'm good with that. Anyhow, on another note, me and the dog had a really pleasant day today. Took her for a morning walk, found another stick for her, threw a stick for her for a while, talked with a guy with a new drone. We looked at the Spark. That was kind of cool. I've not seen one firsthand, so it was interesting to see one firsthand. My God, they're small. I mean, they're really small. So I had fun with that. Got back here to the boat, and just, you know, I filled up the generator, went down below, and this is the first daylight I've seen since then. So once again, down below, hammering out the grind, man. Making phone calls, talking to people, emailing back and forth. Hammering out the grind. Doing the do. doing the do as we got to do. So had a nice long conversation with my ex-wife Johanna. She's having a tough time there in Ohio. So anyhow, hi dog. What are you doing, huh? What are you doing? I'm trying to live stream here. It's hard for me to live stream with you up in my face. You can hear the conch horns blowing. Guys are blowing their horns now. Heard a couple of them. I don't know, can you guys hear them? Does it come over on the iPad? Can you hear that one in the distance? Of course, now there's an outboard. There's somebody in a dinghy going by, so it's probably hard to hear. Pilot, Bobby and Laura are at the Miami Boat Show, I understand. So is a lot of people. Unfortunately, I'm not. But here's what it is. I really wish I was there. Bob was wishing I was there. Eric was wishing I was there. I was going to go listen to Eric play at Bob's party, but that was last night. They had the party there. I missed that. Oh well, it is what it is. I'm not going to worry about it. Something floating in the harbor out there. I don't know what in the hell that is. Something bobbing around out there. 13 laps to go at Daytona, huh? Oh, you guys can hear him? Okay, cool. All right, I didn't know if it was coming over that well. Yeah, they're doing meet and greets, yep. They were in Pensacola last night. Okay, well, cool. So anyhow, that was sort of my day today. That's what my day has been every day. You know, just working. Yesterday I didn't get back to the boat in time. Had to get some work done, get some updates and stuff on my devices. By the time I got back here, the time for the live stream was already past. I got back here just at dark, and I just said to hell with it. Didn't bother going any further. I guess tomorrow's Monday, fun day. Back to work again. Back to work like I'm not working every day. Oh man. Well, I'm enjoying sitting out here talking with you guys and having fun with the dog now that my tablet has finally decided to work and that keeps shutting off. I've been thirsty. Okay. Yeah, go girl, I have no idea who you are. So, yep, karma's a bitch. It's gonna reach out there and get all those bad people in the world, isn't it, Lily? Isn't it? Is it gonna get all the bad people? Huh? Is it gonna get all the bad people in the world? No, you're not looking at me. All right. How come every time I aim the camera over so people can see what you're doing and you pick your head up and go away? Huh? You're goofy, you know that? Big wreck at Daytona, huh? Oh, no big surprise there. Pretty typical for those races. That's what sells tickets, man. That's what gets everybody coming back. Big wreck at Daytona. Everybody will tune in. Sunset just like fizzled out. It really wasn't much. There was pretty bright sun there for a second and it just sort of fizzled out, so. Pretty much a full moon tonight. You can see that right there already. Where's my finger? Here you go. Right there's full moon. Moon's up high already. It'll be dark come morning. Moon will be down long before daylight. So, but other than that, everything here on the boat's just peachy keen, hunky dory, all that kind of fun stuff. I am sweating out a phone bill, and I got the mooring ball rent coming in right behind that. And it's just simple as, you know, if I have the money, we'll continue. If we don't have the money, then we don't continue. It's just, I mean, I'm I'm over it at this point, guys. I'm so focused on what I'm doing real estate wise. If I can't afford to pay my phone bill, then I'm just going to go get another job. I'm going to have to get some other job. And if I'm going to get a job, I'm going to stop the live streams. Just because I've had it. I'm so fed up with all these troll idiots. And I don't really care anymore. I don't give a damn anymore. I don't. Yeah, thanks, Andy. Get rid of that. So, Tom, I gotta cover a phone bill. I'm very partly to the way to a $300 phone bill, 280 bucks I think it is, and then I've got a $350 mooring ball bill. So I need about 600 bucks actually. About 600 bucks in like the next 10 days, and that's probably just not going to happen. So. And I'm frustrated about that, and I'm wishing I had some real estate income coming in at this point, but I don't. It's going to take a little bit longer. Just, you know, kind of in the middle of it. So, yeah, thanks, Rejects. I appreciate it. But, you know, when they start doing underhanded shit like they've been doing lately, I mean, it just, you know, I don't need to expose myself anymore. Hi, sweetie. I just don't need to expose myself anymore to that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just not worth it. You know, it's just not worth it. You know, to hell with it. I just as soon go get a job, and I don't know. We'll see what I'm going to do. But I'm pretty fed up right now. My frustration level is pretty high. There's just, you know, there's so many good people in the world. There really is. There's so many really nice, awesome people in the world. Why continue exposing myself to these kinds of people, you know? It just doesn't make sense to me. I know there's a bunch of people out there that enjoy hanging out and watching the chats and participating, but yeah, 9 to go, and it took out half the field. Oh, there you go. That must be so frustrating for some of those teams, you know. They've been practicing and working all year trying to get to the race, and they get to a race like that, and here they are right down to the wire, the last few laps, and then that's it. They're done. You know, their chances are ruined. All their hard work and everything just gone to naught because usually somebody else crashed into them or something. You know, when there's a wreck like that, there's usually only one guy who caused the wreck, and everybody else just gets taken out. So. Just a bad situation. That's racing. I'm not watching it. I don't have TV, so I know I'm not watching it. They'll clear the field. They'll clean up the field. And they'll finish the race. Probably finish the race under yellow or whatever. When they finish it under hazard or whatever. If I remember correctly, they don't do that anymore, though, do they? Don't they? Won't they do like they'll run them under hazard and then do like 2 full laps before they can end the race? Oh, I know things will get better, Andy, but they can't get much worse, brother. They can't get much worse, you know. I mean, no, I mean, actually, you know, in all fairness, guys, in all fairness, life is good. I mean, it really is. I mean, life here on the boat, I'm in a beautiful spot. I'm warm. I'm comfortable. You know, in the greater scheme of things, I mean, everything's good. It's just, it's this, you know, it's doing the social media thing that, you know, these guys have just ruined for me. So, just sort of pisses me off. And, you know, the funny thing about it is, and what these idiots don't seem to understand is, you know, there's 87 people watching right now. You know, 30 or 40 of them are people that dislike me, but yet they're watching anyway. Well, if you guys piss me off and I stop broadcasting, what are you going to do? You're not going to have anything to watch anymore. I mean, that's stupid of you, isn't it? I mean, really. You know, the trolls aren't the brightest people in the world. You piss somebody off so he doesn't want to do his channel anymore, and you've got nothing to watch anymore. You know, you're going to have to go back to playing, you know, solitaire on your computer because they've got no family or anybody that gives a shit about them. That's all they've got left in life. So, Hey, Smoking, how you doing? Hey, Mike James. Yeah, so you know, they're not the brightest bulbs in the batch, but we all knew that already. You know, it's just like, you know, they're, oh, you're a e-beggar and you need to go get a job. Well, I did. I went and go get a job, and they fucked that up too. Pardon my French. You know, they screwed that up on me. So what do they want? They want me to stay here on the channel doing this. Apparently. I mean, apparently, right? They would have to, because they're not letting me do anything else, so... It's sort of wild. It really is. I think it's only a small few, like maybe 6 or 8 trash. Oh, and rejects it is. It absolutely is. Yep. Trolls will just move on and bug someone else. They are just losers. Yeah, Barb, that's true. And they really are moving on. A lot of them have already... you know, I see them attacking other channels at this point now, so... What the hell? Oh, crap. Well, Andy and Tom, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, I really do. Andy especially, man, you've been a real trooper through everything, and I appreciate it, guys. And I'm not just, you know, pissing and moaning for donations. Of course, you know, I have to do that right now, unfortunately, but... And that'll move me considerably closer. Still got a long way to go, but that'll move me considerably closer. And I appreciate it. I really do. Don't get me wrong, guys. I really do appreciate it, but... Oh, man. You know, the thing of it is, it was different when I was traveling, when I was making distance, because I had something to talk about each day. And right now, I have a lot of things I could talk about, but I don't dare talk about it because it'll all be attacked by these trash people. So I gotta be very careful what I can say and what I can do. That, and you notice I'm back to using my iPad all along now. I had a new phone line that I had on my new phone, that the only place that I had shared that phone number was privately with members of the real estate board here. It's the only place that number was available, was privately. So that number has now been made public, and the only person that I know of who could have possibly have shared that was my ex-wife. So, Penny, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. You've turned out to be the reason why I'm glad I'm divorced now. So I'm going to have to change the phone number again. Just the childish, I mean, just this childish nonsense that goes on and on and on. Just wasting time, wasting money. And right now, without me traveling, I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I can't talk about, you know, who I'm talking to during the daytime, or my excitement with what's going on the other aspects. Look at my hair. My God, it's a disaster. There's this little breeze blowing that way. So I cover my hair over, and I get this Donald Trump thing blowing it right back. My hair is so light right now. I'm trying to comb it into the wind, and the wind's just blowing it right back over. Here, let me do it the other way. There. Brush my hair over with the wind. Oh, that's fucking nuts. Yeah, I mean, in the overall scheme of things, life isn't bad. I mean, it really isn't, you know. I mean, things are good. I'm making good progress, but it frustrates me that I can't talk about that, because it would be fun to share that with everybody. You know, some of the successes I'm having and what's going on and the interesting conversations I've had. But I can't share any of that stuff, so... Yeah, Reject, she turns out she really is. You know, why I didn't see it for 20 years, I don't know, but I certainly had blinders on, so. Hey, Martin, how you doing, man? So, I don't know. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this or not. I want to see if I can show this to you here. Let me see if this will work. You see the purple trees over there? Let me see right there. There. You see them right there? Somebody's got purple, lights wrapped around their palm trees, the base of their palm trees. So it makes for this kind of weird colored light thing over there. I don't know, it's just sort of odd. I think it's odd anyway, but... Oh, man. They have a big music festival going on over here at the marina right now. and I can't hear it at the moment, but they were playing pretty loud last night, and it really got loud. I mean, like it crescendoed up until about 9 o'clock last night, and then that was it. It's like at 9 o'clock they flipped the switch, turned the lights off, music died, and it got quiet, just like that. I was really kind of shocked. I mean, it was almost like they were in mid-song, singing along, and then right at the stroke of 9 o'clock, it just quit. I almost think somebody went over there and just flipped the power switch off right at 9 o'clock and turned the microphones off, and that was it, you know. I don't think they were mid-song, but it sure almost sounded like they were. It didn't sound like they were quite done, and all of a sudden it just went, that was it. So that was sort of odd. But it's some sort of a music fest going on. Some sort of a Conch Republic, Key West, or Marathon Key, I don't know, some kind of music fest going on. I've not gone over there and watched any of it, but why would she have that number? Andy, she's still a realtor here. So, yeah, she's still a real estate agent, although I don't know why. I went and looked up her history, and in the entire time, she's been a real estate agent since I was here in 2015, because she was working for me when we separated. She had her license then, but she's not, since 2015, she's not listed, bought, or sold. She hasn't had one listing expire. I don't know why she continues to be licensed, because she's not doing anything with it. And, you know, it costs money. It costs $50 a month just to be a member of the MLS, not to mention your annual fees of, you know, $1,000 and whatever. So I don't know why she continues to spend the money to be an agent. She hasn't done anything since 2015. Not a single transaction. But there she is. She's still listed on it. So her license expires this year, so she'll probably not renew her license. Maybe she will. Maybe she'll do her continuing ed and get that done. So we'll see. It's a shame that these losers have in effect censoring your content. Yeah, they are in effect trying to censor my content. So what happened with someone calling your ex in Ohio? Yeah, no, they didn't call my ex in Ohio, Mike. They called me and made their voice sound like they were trying to sound like my voice. They were trying to sound like a woman saying, "Oh, Carl, you should come home. We want you to come home. We love you. We miss you so much. You can come here and stay with us. We'll take care of you, blah, blah, blah." You know, and they were saying nasty things about my ex-wife's recently deceased husband. You know, "Oh, you can come replace Larry. He was a bum anyway." I mean, that kind of stuff. It was just horrible. Just horrible kind of stuff. So, you know, just nasty shit. So, and that just pissed the trash off even more. You got the edge. Well, that's true. The more successful I am, rejects, the more they get angry. So, yes, what she did is very unprofessional. I agree. Yep, she was entertaining the trolls. She's all buddy-buddy with them, so I think she was at. Okay, it would be hard to prove it if it was her, but they would have to affect her license. Yeah, well, that's the problem. I can't verbatim say it was her, but, you know, there's no reason why any of my other realtors in the area here, except for Penny, would ever contact any of the trolls and share that information with them. I mean, we may be a dog-eat-dog competitive environment, but it would be unethical for them to give out my private phone number. And as a realtor, why would I give any other realtor's phone number out? I want people to call me for business, not call some other realtor. You know, that wouldn't make any sense. So, and of course, that call that came in, it was one of those, you know, blocked calls, so I didn't know who it was who was calling. Probably that same clown who keeps calling and calling and calling all the time. Apparently he called about midnight last night and tried to leave a message, and he called about 2 a.m. I shut my phone off at night. I don't hear it, so. Uh-oh, sirens. Sounds like police or ambulance. Boy, they had an ambulance go through Marathon today. It had the weirdest sounding siren on it. I'd never heard a siren like that before. I mean, it didn't even sound like the European kind of sirens. It just had a weird sound to it, and it was a weird shaped, odd-looking siren or odd-looking ambulance. So it looked like one of those like Sprinter type vans, you know, the new Ford or Dodge, Chevy, whatever Sprinter van types. One of those big type box vans, not like the old Econoline style vans. It looked like kind of like one of those vans, but it had a weird roof line, and I don't know, it was just sort of odd. And the siren sounded really weird to say. I saw it this morning when I was walking the dog, so. Let's see. Go fishing tomorrow and relax. Yeah, unfortunately I can't. I have way too many calls to make tomorrow. I just have a lot of real estate work I have to take care of. So It's Just Me is gone. That's what happened to him. Oh, gone, baby. Got no time for idiots. No time for trolls. And if somebody is identified or even suspected of being a troll, their history, especially today, I'm not in any mood. My neighbor's generator is awful loud this evening. You can hear the generator on Chan's boat over there. Man, it's pretty loud. You said you can find out who it is through the phone company. Time to do it. Yeah, Marie, I called the phone company and asked them about that. They said that they couldn't tell me who it is if it comes up unlisted, because I wanted them to put a block on it. And he's not gone, just a stupid comment. Yeah. Well, the comment was erased. Okay. Anyhow, my buddy, one boat over, is pretty loud. Focus, Carl. Focus. I am focused, man. I am focused. I'm always focused. I have tried to get very much in the habit of when it's my work time, I try to shut off everything else. So, but you know, here I am in the middle of work. I was actually in the middle of a phone call when this phone call came in. I was talking to somebody else. And so I have the phone in my hand and I'm looking at it, and it, you know, shows this call coming in. So I sent it to voicemail because I was on the phone with somebody else. And then afterwards, you know, I got done with that conversation. I went and checked the voicemail to see who it was, and that's when I heard this. And it just, you know, you hear that. Of course, it just disrupts my pattern for the day. Put me in a bad mood. I'm not in a good mood with what I'm doing right now. I have to have the right frame of mind. I've got to be in the right perspective. And if I'm not in the right perspective, I should not be on the phone trying to talk to people. It just doesn't work. What I'm doing right now is far too critical on an individual basis. Too much at stake to mess it up. I can't afford to burn potential leads right now. So I got to be very careful with what I say and how I say it when I'm working. So just the way it is. Never mind, I guess he's gone. Okay. On the positive, yep. Laura Smith says, when's your first gift arriving? That should brighten things up and generate a little cash too. Yep. Yeah, well, again, Laura, another thing I can't talk about. So, not going to share that, not going to talk about it. Unfortunate as it is, we're not going to talk about that. So, we can talk about boats. Had somebody come knock on my boat today, and I was like, okay. Well, I hear a bunch of yelling going on over there. Had someone come and knock on the boat today, so I came out like, okay, what's going on here? And it was one of my friends over here. She sent her kid over on a kayak. Apparently they needed to borrow a water jug. They need to borrow a water jug for a couple days. Apparently somebody broke into their car and stole their water jug, so they had no way of transporting water to their boat. So I let them borrow. I have 2 7-gallon jugs that I keep on the boat. I let them borrow one of my 7 gallons. I use the 2 7-gallons, but the 1 gallon, the one container, I haven't filled that in I don't know how long, because I usually just empty the one. I run over and get water, and you know, I go ashore every day, so it's no big deal. And that's what I did. I went ashore this morning, and I filled that jug this morning. So he came over, and he goes, well, you didn't have to give me a full one. I'm like, that's all I got. I got 2 full jugs. You know, if you want to borrow a jug, yeah, I'm not going to pour fresh water out in the water here just to give you an empty jug. So, but he had to take that 7-gallon jug and put it on his little kayak and paddle his way back to his house. So that was a lot of weight for the little kid to handle. But glad to help my neighbors when I can. So she's made all kinds of claims on other channels. Yeah, I know she has rejects. Yeah, she has. She's made all kinds of claims, and I, you know, I read some of those, and you know, you guys probably are aware. Some of you are aware. Some of you aren't aware. I get a lot of people that contact me on a regular basis and report to me what's going on. You know, oh, your wife said this, or your wife said that, or so and so said this, or so and so said that, and at this point, I almost don't care what any of them have to say anymore, because it just disrupts my thinking and my work and what I'm doing. And I've wasted enough time on her in my life. I've really wasted enough time on her. And so, but people report it to me all the time. So I've heard all the claims and things that she's made. Some of the claims are just absolutely ludicrous. I mean, just, but you know, hell hath no fury like that of a woman scorned. I guess she feels like she's scorned at this point. And I'm not surprised by it, because she did the same thing with her baby daddy. You know, the man who impregnated her for her daughter, Lacey. You know, she had nothing but venomous, nasty things to say about him, and yet over the years I got to meet him and got to know him fairly well. Not real well, but I knew him well enough, and I saw the way that he treated Lacey, and I saw the way that he behaved as they were going through all the stuff and what have you. And you know, the guy was a gentleman. He was a gentleman. He wasn't a horrible guy. He was a hard-working guy. You know, he had a bowling. He worked in a bowling alley, and he did his job. Did what he could to make money. He sent his child support payments on a regular monthly basis to her. I mean, I really don't see why she had a reason to run him down as much as she did. I mean, she's the one who took off in the middle of the night and ran from Oklahoma to Ohio without telling the baby's father where she was taking the baby. You know, she's the one who took off. So. But he's the bad guy. You know how these people are. Anyhow, I had to lift you up so you could see me. It's getting kind of dark here. I'm going to have to end this here pretty soon. So, well, rejects, that is one of the big problems that I am running into. In fact, I would say right now that's my single largest issue. My single largest issue is trying to keep myself in a positive frame of mind and keep myself focused so I can work, so I can get productive. I spend more time each day trying to do that. And you know, there's techniques you can use to accomplish that. I have my affirmations that I do every morning, my daily affirmations. I know that sounds corny, but it works. I review my goals every morning and what I'm trying to accomplish, and that, you know, focuses my energy and lets me concentrate. I use acronyms like the word focus, follow one course until successful. You know, so I do a pretty good sales job on myself every morning, trying to get myself in the right frame of mind and the right perspective and you know, the right mentality. And then when something comes in, like, you know, that guy calling in and leaving that nasty message, it just it derails my thinking then. And then I got to go back and I got to roll back into that and put everything back in perspective again. And sometimes that's hard, you know. And you know, especially when somebody does something as cowardly and as crassly as what that guy did today. I mean, that just, you know, maybe it sounds like I'm trying to make a mountain out of a molehill, but I mean, that's just really sick and demented kind of stuff to be running down her deceased ex-husband. I mean, that's just, I mean, that's, you know, sick stuff. Hey, Don, how you doing, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you in here, Don. Carla, it's all important to just chill, enjoy the moment, concede alternative realities to trolls with grace. Yeah, it's easier said than done, but I'm trying, ma'am. How often do you use the daily guidepost book in your cabin? I find that helps a lot. Actually, Builder Bob, I use that on a daily basis. The one I have is an old one. It's an old daily guidebook, but I just go by whatever the day is and read what, you know, whatever it was. So, you know, today, February 17th. I think my guidebook is from like 2012 or something. But I don't, you know, I just read whatever it says for today, and I find focus and I find solace in that and support. So, for those of you guys that don't know, the daily guidebook is like a kind kind of like a diary. You know, it's a dated book. Every day there's a little parable, a little story. They are religious based, you know, Christian kind of stuff. But that's fine. You know, I get down. I didn't invite you up on me. Good girl. But yeah, I like reading that, you know, just because it helps me remember where I'm at and what I'm doing. So I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm a Christian, and you know, I believe in God, and I've read the Bible, and I don't read it as often as I probably should have, and I don't pray as often as I should have, but I try to leave a good, clean Christian life and not, you know, not do all this underhanded stuff that so many of these people do. And I'm not, you know, I'm not a Bible thumping kind of person where I'm going to say, oh, well, you know, these guys, I mean, like that guy called today, I mean, that was words out of Satan's mouth if you want to go that route, but that's not the way I would ever phrase it. I never make claims like that. I'm not that, I don't know, that's just not my style. So anyhow, all current no matter the year. Well, that's true. Yep, all good material. That's absolutely right, Bob. Hey Marie, how you doing? It's ridiculous that the phone company allows you to be trolled on their system. It's all computerized. They could do something. You know, Martin, I would think so. And I really have lodged a lot of complaints with them quite a few times now. But they continue to just ignore it, you know. And what they tell me is because the guy's got an unlisted phone number, they can't block it. They would block it. If I gave them a phone number, they would block it. If I said, this is the phone number, block it, they would. But since I don't have a phone number to give them, they can't block it. That's what they claim. So, the best prayer is thank you. Well, that's true. That's true. 10Q? I don't know what you mean by 10Q there, Don. Well, apparently my iPad figured out how to stay on for a while, so that's cool. But guys, I'm going to have to end this here. I'm going to have to, I mean, it's getting pretty late, getting pretty dark. As you can see, it's hard to see me. I don't know where Woodby is. Probably watching the race, would be my guess. So, but I'm going to go ahead and end this here and get on with my evening here. So, 10Q equals thank you. Oh, I get it. Okay, 10Q. All right, cool. So with that said, 10Q everybody. Yeah, thank you for watching. I do appreciate you guys. Oh, in German. Okay, okay. Ja, das ist sehr gut. Yep, so thanks everybody. I appreciate you guys watching. Remember, in the link down below, there's a link to my PayPal. Please hit up the PayPal and help out if you can. I've got a big phone bill coming up, and then right behind that, just a couple days later, I've got the rent I got to get done. So, yeah, I'm working on it, Don. I'm working on it, man. Thank you. So if you guys could chip in and hit up the PayPal, I would greatly appreciate it, man. I really would. So, Michael, yeah, thank you, man. You have a good one. Anyhow, guys, you guys have a good evening. I'll try to make sure I start a little earlier tomorrow. Hopefully I won't have the tech problems. So, you know, Declan, why are you such an ass? I mean, really. Hey, there you go, people. Trolls being trolls. So, anyhow, guys, be good, be careful, take good care of one another, and we will have more for you tomorrow. Good night.